Welcome to the Evansville Museum Transportation Center, known as EMTRAC. Since its opening in 1999, EMTRAC has been an integral part of the offerings of the Evansville Museum. Through vehicles, images, and artifacts, the exhibits of EMTRAC interpret Evansville's early transportation history. Through the months of October through February, EMTRAC and the museum are open Wednesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 12 to 5. Other months of the year, we are also open on Tuesdays. Let's go inside and take a look at what EMTRAC has to offer. We are now in River Rail Aviation Hall. In this area, visitors have the opportunity to learn about early Evansville transportation as reflected in the gallery's name. One of the key topics interpreted here is the age of the steamboat. As Evansville was founded due to its location on the Ohio River, these crafts played a vital role in moving people and goods to and from the city. In this area, visitors can pretend to get behind the wheel of a steamboat. Evansville's important history with the railroad and its beginnings in 1851 are also interpreted. This includes many images and documents focusing on two key railroads in Evansville's past, the Louisville and Nashville, and the Chicago and Eastern Illinois. Visitors had the opportunity to virtually engineer a train on a computer and watch videos about the history of the Iron Horse. The final section of River Rail Aviation Hall deals with Evansville's earliest interaction with airplanes. This includes propellers from early planes that flew in Evansville as early as 1911, and an example of early airmail, mail that was literally dropped from a plane to the ground. Now let's visit Transportation Hall. Represented in Transportation Hall are vehicles which traveled the streets of Evansville in the years surrounding 1900, in a period when the neighs of horses were slowly being replaced by the sputter of motorized vehicles, and as dirt roads were converted to brick, the streets of downtown Evansville were alive with activity. One of the vehicles is a buggy constructed by the Hercules Buggy Company of Evansville in the early 20th century. Founded by entrepreneur William McCurdy, Hercules was relocated from Cincinnati in 1902. By 1912, the Hercules Buggy Company had grown into one of the largest vehicle factories in the world. This pristine horse-drawn hearse was used by the original Alexandria Funeral Home located in Du Bois County, Indiana. Constructed of hickory, this vehicle is from the 1880s and remained in use until the beginning of the automobile era. Approximately the same time Alexander moved to Evansville in 1921. Built by the American Fire Company in 1902, this steam fire pumper was used by the Evansville Fire Department and was named in honor of Mayor Charles G. Covert. This engine was in active service until the 1920s. The engine could pump 1,100 gallons of water in 1 minute. The museum's only motorized vehicle is a 1910 Sears motor buggy. This vehicle's body was also manufactured by the Hercules Buggy Company in the fall of 1910. Steered by a tiller instead of a steering wheel and chain-driven, this machine was powered by a 14-horsepower engine, which averaged from 25 to 33 miles per gallon of gasoline. It sold for approximately $435. The backdrop for the vehicles is a large hand-painted mural depicting buildings and scenes of the era, including a park, train depots, and a steamboat. Now let's visit Charlotte's Evansville, our model railroad. The model railroad Charlotte's Evansville is one of the focal points of EMTRAC. This layout provides a sense of buildings and railroads in circa 1950. The unique setting for the layout is a repurposed rail car that was donated to the museum by CSX, Model Railroads, in a train car. As the layout is 8.5 feet wide by 30 feet long, Evansville was selectively compressed in this interpretation. Key buildings of the period, including City Hall, the Hotel McCurdy, the old courthouse, the old post office, and the Louisville and Nashville depot, are present on the layout. Various railroads that ran in the city during this period are also interpreted. Now let's step outside and see our real train. A centerpiece of EMTRAC is our 3-car train consisting of a switch engine, a passenger car, and a caboose from a freight train. The train first went on exhibition at the museum in 1967 and was moved to its current location in the mid-1990s in anticipation of EMTRAC. The first car acquired from the museum's train was a 1908 Milwaukee Road 060 steam switch engine. It was originally used to move boxcars in a freight yard. Later, this engine was utilized in a sand and gravel yard near Terre Haute, Indiana. Purchased for the museum from the Wabash Sand and Gravel Company in 1965, the engine was refurbished by volunteers of the Chicago and Eastern Illinois Railroad in their yards on Evansville's north side. When this car was acquired, it was believed that it was the last one of its type in the country. In late 1966, the Tennessee Club car was acquired from the Louisville and Nashville Railroad. Constructed in 1926 by the Pullman Company as a 10-section sleeper lounge car, it was rebuilt to its current tavern lounge configuration in 1954. Capable of seating 38 people, the Tennessee Club car served on the Cincinnati to New Orleans train, the Pan American. The Tennessee Club car also played a role in American politics. In 1952, it was used by General Dwight Eisenhower in his successful run for the presidency. And in 1964, it was utilized by Lady Bird Johnson as she campaigned in the South for her husband, President Lyndon Johnson. Donated by the Louisville and Nashville Railroad, a circa 1900 caboose was the final car acquired for the museum's train. Equipped with a pot-bellied stove and washstand, the caboose served as home to the train's crew. Here they worked, ate, and slept. EMTRAC is one of the many offerings at the Evansville Museum, a general museum of art, history, and science. The Evansville Museum presents a myriad of exhibitions and programs throughout the year, including films and shows in the Cook Immersive Theater. To learn more about what the Evansville Museum has to offer, please visit us at www.emuseum.org. We hope to see you soon.